Biscuit, Mummy's filming.
Come on.
So this is actually a video I've been wanting to do for a while. To be honest, I've actually been wanting to do this more or less since the year started. But I thought I'd finally get around to it and actually do my Once Upon a Time haul for you guys. Hello everyone and welcome to Kimmy's Shrine. So if you're new here, then twice a week I do videos. So the last one I did was actually my Tinkerbell haul. So if you've not seen that, then please go check that out. And like I said, today I'm actually doing Once Upon a Time. Now I've actually seen Once Upon a Time. I've actually watched it twice. I started watching it a couple of years ago, obviously when it first came out. But then I stopped watching it. I think I stopped at like season 4, I think it was. And then I met Ruben and he'd never seen it. So then obviously I rewatched it with him. The only thing is I don't like the last season. I know I'm not alone in this, that I thought the last season, because they slightly changed it, obviously it's set in the future, there's only certain characters that came back. They killed off my favourite character and I was like, why did you have to do that? So for me, the last season I've not actually finished, even though I know it is the last one. I might go back to it another time, but I'm more going to talk about the other seasons before the last one. So the first ones I'm actually going to talk about are actually my Funko Pops. Now fun fact, when I actually got all of my Funko Pops, I actually got them from Comic-Con. Now I know Funko Pops normally around about £10. So the Funko Pops that I actually got, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've actually got 7 of them, but I remember I actually got 6 of them when they're actually on offer, 3 for £30, which obviously makes them £10 each. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Regina. So this is actually Regina here. Now I know a lot of people don't like Regina because obviously technically she is the evil queen. I remember when I watched this with Ruben, I remember how much he hated this character, and because I'd already watched a few seasons before him, I kind of, spoiler if you've not seen it, I kind of already knew Regina does turn good. But Ruben, because he didn't know that at the time, he was like, oh, I don't like her, I don't really like this character. And I was like, babe, just wait, she does get better, like try not to spoil it for him. And I was like, just wait, you'll change your tune. The one thing I like about this one is actually in her evil queen outfit, and she's actually holding the poison apple. I would say Funko Pops shouldn't be any more than £10. Like, if you obviously can get them an offer, I would suggest do it. £12 may be at a push, but yeah, I'd say £10. And to be honest, in most places I would suggest you get them, it's either eBay, Amazon, places like HMV might do them, or comic book shops, that kind of thing. I know these ones are quite old at the moment because obviously Once Upon a Time did finish a couple of years ago, but I would say you could probably still get them online. So the next one is actually Snow White. Now I really like the Snow White one because she's actually holding her bow and arrows. So it's actually Snow White from the Enchanted Forest. Moo Moo, what was the town called?
What?
The town. Oh, Storybrooke. There you go. I knew I'd get it eventually. Shh, Biscuit, Mummy's filming.
Come on.
Apologies, Biscuit has now joined the chat. He is in here. Ruben's trying to calm him down, but if you don't know Biscuit, he's very noisy. Cookie's nicely asleep on the bed. Obviously, Ruben's doing his work with his headphones on, so apologies if you can hear Biscuit in the background because, yeah, it's quite a noisy cat. So this is her obviously more from the Enchanted Forest rather than obviously from Storybrooke, the town. If you know me, Snow White in general isn't my favourite, say, Disney princess, but I really like this version of Snow White just because I like the character that she is. Like I said, Snow White isn't really my favourite. If you know me, Belle is actually my favourite, hence why I'm wearing the Belle is. So Belle is my favourite princess. Like I said, I really like this version of Snow White. So you can't have Snow White and not have Prince Charming. Now I really like Prince Charming's character again, and one of the favourite things, if you have seen it, it's really funny where he's always saying, I will find you. No, like no matter where we are, I will find you. Now it's always done in a romantic way. Now there is one episode where Snow White and Prince Charming don't know each other and they're actually angry at each other. So he actually says the line, I will find you, but more in an angry way. And it's so funny because normally he says it in like a romantic way, like no, wherever we go, I'll always find you. But then it's like, oh, wherever you go, I'll always find you. So it is quite funny having that kind of reverse. So like I said, this is Prince Charming obviously from the Enchanted Forest rather than having it from Storybook. I like the fact that they actually got their characters in the outfits from like the original time. So the next one I'm going to talk about is actually Emma Swan. So if you didn't know, Emma Swan is technically Snow White and Prince Charming's daughter. It does get a little bit weird because technically Emma is older than her mum and her dad because of the timeline. If you've not seen it, I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's really good, especially the first season. I would say the first season is probably one of my favourite ones because at the time no one knows what character they are, so it's quite fun watching them thinking, oh, that one's Jiminy Cricket, oh, that's Pongo, oh, that, you know, so it's quite funny to kind of like guess with the characters before they know the characters themselves. But it's quite fun the fact that she doesn't know in the beginning who she is, so it's quite fun, like you kind of learn the journey as she learns it. But you can't have Emma Swan without having Captain Hook. Now Captain Hook is not really my favourite character. I do like Emma Swan and Captain Hook's relationship, so as the story goes on I do actually quite like their relationship, but at the same time Captain Hook's not really my favourite. I will go into my favourites in a moment. I do like how Captain Hook is with Emma Swan. Obviously Captain Hook, like every character, they obviously have a dark past, and I do like the fact that he overcomes it obviously to be with Emma Swan, but he's not really my favourite. One thing I did actually fail to mention at the beginning is that if you didn't know, these are technically Disney characters, as in the Disney stories, because Disney actually owns ABC the company, and ABC is obviously how you watch Once Upon a Time. Because they actually own ABC, they actually own the rights to these characters. It's kind of cool that Disney has allowed, say, certain characters, like say for example like Snow White and the Evil Queen, things like that, to be slightly different from the original animation. Right, so getting on to my favourite one, like I said, Belle is my favourite princess, so obviously I was more drawn to Belle in this one. She was actually quite a fun character, and I just like the fact that she was similar to the animation version, where obviously she was very headstrong, she was very sort of learned of the world, wasn't like afraid and things like that. Now the only thing with this one, this one's actually from a different series. So obviously these ones here, you've got a different version of Regina, you've actually got her sister Zelina, you've actually got Hook with Excalibur, and you've actually got Hook with Excalibur, whereas on the original one, so for example these ones here, you've got all the other ones I've talked about apart from one which I'll get to in a moment. So yeah, so this is actually from a different series. I didn't actually know this one existed, so this one wasn't actually part of the 3 for £30 because all the other ones I've got were actually part of one series, whereas this one's part of another one. So this one actually my husband got me as a Christmas present because he knows how much I love Belle. Like I said, Belle is my favourite character. But to go with Belle, you can't have Belle without Rumpelstiltskin. But to go with Belle, you can't have her without Rumpelstiltskin. How are you saying his name?
What?
Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin. I think I want to say Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin. Edit that together into one word.
Rumpelstiltskin.
There you go.
Done. We called him Rumbles because I can't actually pronounce his name, obviously, so we actually just called him Rumples, so that was kind of the name that we gave him. But like I said, you can't have Belle without Rumples. Now this one actually came from the previous 6 that I was talking about, so this I actually got when I got the other ones. Like, one thing I like about this is actually in his Rumples outfit, which obviously got the glitter and everything, and he's actually holding the Rumples dagger. He kind of became my favourite because technically he's Beast in the story, because Belle and Rumples actually get together, and Belle does actually refer to Rumples as being a Beast kind of character, so that's why he became my favourite, because obviously Beauty and the Beast is like my favourite sort of couple, because Belle is my favourite princess, so I kind of like put those together and thinking, okay, Rumples has now become my favourite because he does represent Beast. Now there is another thing that I've got which I can't actually show you guys. I did actually vlog about it, that there's a picture which I'm actually going to sew either one side, because the picture is actually on the wall. I can't actually take it down, but you can actually get these from eBay and Amazon. So I actually got this as like a present to myself just because I really like this character. So it's actually Robert Carlyle dressed as Rumples, and it's actually got the signature of Robert Carlyle on there. Huh? You right?
What?
Oh, you looked over. Okay, right. Now I don't know how legit these are because they weren't that expensive. Obviously we had to frame them ourselves, so obviously it just comes as the print. But I just saw, you know, I think it was only like £5 or £6, like I said, so I don't know how like legit it actually is. But yeah, I just like the fact that it actually goes with all the Once Upon a Time items. Like I said, unfortunately because it's on the wall, can't actually physically show you guys. But one thing I can show you, which, oh my god, this is so cool. I actually have Rumple's dagger. So this one's actually the dagger, so it's actually a prop. Ruben actually, oh, where did you get this one from? Was it eBay?
Etsy.
Oh, Etsy. Because there was two versions, wasn't there? There was a cheaper one that was lighter.
No, I kept looking for it, and the only ones I could find were like a cheap wooden one where you can get your own name engraved on it.
Oh, okay,
or like
yeah.
a 3D printed plastic one.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, I gotta. So I literally go scrolling for like hours, like trying to find it, and then I came across a YouTube video which was like, oh, 1-to-1 scale replica, like Rumpelstiltskin review. So I went on the video and like he said he got it from Etsy, so then like I spent maybe another 20 minutes trying to track it down. Right. And I managed to find it, yeah.
And it's quite heavy as well, so that's one thing I would say. Yeah, so this one I would say is almost like an accurate version of the actual dagger, the fact that the size of it and it's quite heavy. Fun fact, Ruben actually has a Gimli axe, so we always joke that whoever we're going to get broken into, he's got an axe and I've got a dagger.
Yeah, my axe is made of rubber.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that by looking at it. Yeah. Like if you held it in a way that looked like it was heavy. Yeah. But we probably never used it because obviously it was actually signed by the actor who did Gimli, because we actually met him at Comic-Con. Yeah. But yeah, it's just funny that we've kind of started like a weapons collection. So obviously there's some swords from like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that we eventually want to get. But yeah, just thought I had to include this because I've actually got Rumpelstiltskin.
Should be on Etsy still, maybe.
Well, this was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And the box, so the box as well, did you have to get the box?
The box came with it.
I think they came because it's actually got the foam in it.
It was a box. I don't know, is it licensed? I don't think it's licensed.
Well,
Etsy, so it should be handmade.
Yeah, because with the box it actually has like a bit of foam in it, which obviously will actually put the sword, put the dagger in there. The only thing is the box itself is like blurred. So
that's probably a handmade box.
Yeah.
It probably just printed off the pattern and stuck it on the box.
Yeah, so but I know you got the stand separate.
Oh yeah, I bought a stand on eBay.
Like so the stand, so obviously
little knife stand.
Yeah, so this obviously goes on the shelf as well. But I know it didn't come with that.
No,
so yeah, so it came with the box but didn't come with the stand. But yeah, like I said, I really like this one and the fact that it actually has a Rumpel's name on there, and on the other side it's just really got a nice pattern on there. But it's kind of cool as like a weapon to have like in your collection if you obviously collect like replicas of films. The only thing I've really seen of this is say like a necklace, so obviously you can have this on like a little pendant. But like I said, this is actually really heavy, so that's the thing I would say. Like I said, it didn't actually come with the stand, so if you did want to obviously have it on display, you'd need to get a stand for it. But yeah, it did actually come with the box. But like I said, the box is alright. It's just the fact that the box is a little bit blurry, so you know obviously the box isn't legit. But as a replica goes, I think this is actually kind of cool. So the last one, I didn't actually know this existed. Ruben actually got me this as a Christmas present, I think, yeah, again 3 years ago. So we kind of went for a phase of obviously loving Once Upon a Time. Obviously it was in the era when we were actually still watching it, so there's actually loads of merchandise out there. So one of the things I actually got is actually this one here, which is a chip mug. Now like I said, Beauty and the Beast is one of my favourite films. The Lion King's obviously #1, but Beauty and the Beast is definitely in my top 5. Now this one obviously I'm not going to use. I do actually have some other chip mugs actually from the animation, so I actually have some real chip mugs that I do actually use, whereas this one I just thought it was too nice to actually take out of the box. And the fact that it's actually got all the Once Upon a Time on there as well, so it does actually say ABC on next, like I said, because that's how you watch it. It's a bigger version to the one in the TV series, but it's still kind of cool to have this Belle's version of the chip mug. Now because like I said, this was a present, I don't actually know how much this one was. Moo, do you remember where you got this from? was it like Amazon or eBay or?
That might have been eBay.
eBay, yeah. So Ruben said she actually got this from eBay, so hopefully it still exists at the moment. But it does actually show that it's actually got the chip in it. But I just thought it was kind of cool that even though they're Disney characters, you've actually got a different version of it. So like obviously all of these characters, like Snow White is a character that everybody has heard of, but I just really like the fact that they actually changed it and made it slightly different. And like I said, the fact that I've actually got a chip mug, but it's a different version to say the animation. It's also a different version from the live action as well, so it's a completely different chip mug that they've actually got there. I have seen stuff on say like Wish and Amazon, for example, like I said, like jewelry, like bracelets, things like that, necklaces. So I have seen other things that I don't actually have personally, but I always say that probably the best places is probably like I said, like Amazon, eBay, Etsy or Wish are probably the best places to go. So yeah, so that was it for my Once Upon a Time haul. These are all the items I've got. I don't have any other ones, so unfortunately I won't be doing a video on this anytime soon. Let me know down below what you thought of the last season of it. Have you watched it? Like I said, I got a few episodes into it and I was like, I'm really not enjoying this, so we had to stop. But like I said, knowing it's the very last season, like I said, I'm not going to do any more. We might go back and watch it another time. If you watched my last video, you would know that unfortunately I'm not being self-isolated. The job that I actually work at, I still have to go to work because the store I work in is still open, because if you didn't know, YouTube is not my job. I do it as a hobby for you guys. So at the moment, the only thing that we are binge watching is Downton Abbey, which, fun fact, we watched Downton Abbey because it's got Dan Stevens in it. If you didn't know, Dan Stevens actually plays Beast in the live action film, so we actually watched that last night because I was watching Downton Abbey and I was like, I really want to watch that Beauty and the Beast. So it was like 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, babe, can we watch it? So yeah, we just like stayed up a little bit longer and watched that. But yeah, so that's kind of the franchise that I'm watching at the moment. But yes, if you like this kind of videos, then please give me a big thumbs up. Please like, subscribe and click the bell notifications so obviously you get notified when all my other videos go up. And I hope you guys are being safe and I'll see you guys next time. Later days. Thumbnail. What do I do as my thumbnail? I kind of wanted to do the dagger, but I don't know if that's going to give it away because the dagger's kind of cool. But I don't know if it shows up in the light, so I don't know. I feel like Samwise with the dagger, like in Lord of the Rings. I feel like it's like Shelob! But I don't know if it shows up though, because it's... I might have to pick it. Oh, I can't do that on my phone. Unless I just pick a pop. Pop, pop.